Disclaimer: this video is for information purposes. By no means do I take responsibility for any damages or injuries if you decide to carry out any repairs. Be sure to isolate and main supply before carrying out any work. If you have a dishwasher with e09 fault code or it is not producing heat, today we are going to fix it by replacing the heat pump. This may look like a complicated job, but it's actually quite simply and very DIY friendly. Today's video is about replacing the heat pump and does not cover disassembly. There's several different methods for this depending if you have freestanding or integrated, so we are going to start assuming you have removed the appliance and at least the right-hand side panel. Okay, so let's get started. Begin by removing the mains cable from the rear of the appliance with a hard pull away from the appliance. Next, lift up and remove the power module cover. Then take a flat head screwdriver and gently prise the power module upwards and move to one side out of the way. Be careful not to put too much strain on the cables. This will give you plenty of access to the heat pump. Now you have access, you can start removing the cables. Start by removing the motor control cable by applying slight pressure on the black tab and pulling away from the pump. Next, pinch and pull away the heater power cable. Finally, remove the NTC cable by again pushing up the black tab and pulling away from the pump. Once all the cables are removed, remove the black rubber support band. This can be stiff, but just pull towards you. Once removed, tuck all the cables out of the way to prevent them getting wet or damaged. Now we can remove the pump. Give the pump a pull towards you. When it has come away from the sump, lift the back of the pump upwards whilst turning clockwise. And just like that, the pump is out. Now clean up any water that is left over before preparing the new pump to be installed. Add a small amount of lubricant to the pump outlet. This will help during reinstallation. A small bit of washing up liquid will do. With your new pump, you should also have a Jubilee clip. Tighten the clip so it just sits around the pump outlet without slipping off. Do not over-tighten at this point as it will make it difficult to reseat the pump. It's now time to install the new pump. Move your pump into position. Now start by twisting the water outlet into the rubber gasket as shown. Try and seat as high as possible so the tab sits flush against the rubber. Once the outlet is positioned correctly, push the back of the pump firmly towards the sump. You should feel it slip into place. Make sure that the pump is nice and firm in position and the outlet is still seated nicely into the rubber sleeve. Now you can tighten up the Jubilee clip. It will only need a few turns. If you over-tighten it can cause the pump to push out of its location. It just needs to be firm. Give the pump one more look over to make sure it is seated correctly and seated against the sump. If the pump looks to be installed correctly, you can move on to reinstalling the cables. Make sure you insert the cables fully into their position to prevent any issue down the line. Once all the cables are located, check to make sure no other cables have become removed during the process. For example, the drain pump cable. Reinstall the rubber support band. At this point you can either leave the side and board out of the appliance, reconnect the mains, and run the appliance to check for leaks. However, if you are happy, continue by reinstalling the power module, move the board into position and slide downwards. You should feel it click into position. Now reinstall the side panels to the appliance, reconnect the mains and run a test cycle. If everything has gone as expected, you will now have a fault-free dishwasher. Thank you for watching, and if just one person has found this helpful, then it was worth the work of making this video. Any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment and I will get back to you.